We're back with Season 5. I got you guys with the best dribble moves for all builds in NBA 2K25. I'll also be doing a basic beginner's dribble tutorial at the end of the video. What if I told you that if you gave me $5, I would give you $50 in return? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it's not with Prize Picks. When you sign up and use code YoungDirk and click the link in the description and place any $5 lineup, Prize Picks will give you $50. Here's how Prize Picks works. First, you pick your sport, then you pick your category, and then within that category, you pick if the player is gonna go more or less than the number within that category. It's that easy. So let's put together a lineup, and we are going to go over here to 3-pointers made, and we're gonna do an all demons play. This is gonna give us a really good multiplier. We're gonna start out with Rui, more than 2.5 3-pointers made. Then we're gonna go down here to Tyrese Halliburton, more than 3.5 3-pointers made. And then we're going to scroll down here to Paolo Banchero for more than 2.5 3-pointers made. And then we're going to finish it off with Wendell Carter, more than 0.5 3-pointers made. Let's go ahead and place that $5 lineup. And if we win, that's $187.50. Again, use code YoungDirk and click the link in the description to sign up. Please play responsibly, available in select states. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. First things first, let's go to our controller settings. I personally like having my vibration off. I feel like it's a distraction when I'm dribbling. For your pro stick orientation, make sure this is on absolute. For your pro stick function, make sure it's on default. And for the most questionable feature ever added in 2K, make sure passive dribble hand switches is disabled. This will make you dribble without doing anything, and we do not want this. Make sure this is off. And for those who are wondering, here's my current main build. If you want to learn more about this build or want to make it, I'll leave that full build breakdown in the description. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over each move one by one, so make sure you guys are paying attention so you can figure out which dribble moves are best for you and your play style. Okay, so we're going to start with the go-to shot because you can combo out of these. I know a lot of people are still using John Morant, but I'm about to put y'all on. CJ McCollum is the one I'm using and the best one in my opinion. You get a really nice cross launch out of your dominant ball hand. Now, if you're on a 6'5 to 6'9, you can use Durant. This will almost like push you to the basket. And then you can also use Bryce Sensabaugh. I love that name. But anyway, for the 6'10s and up, you are going to use Paolo Banchero. Next, we're going to the hop jumper. And surprisingly, for little guards, for 6'4 and under, this is one of the best moves in the game. It is the Kyle Lowry hop jumper. It is the Lowry slide. In the dribble tutorial at the end of the video, I will teach you guys how to do this. And then for 6'5 to 6'9, you're going to use Dillon Brooks. This gives you a glitchy hop when you go from your dominant hand to your weak hand. Now for the dribble style, they added Wemby. Let's see how it is. And unfortunately, it is absolutely terrible. Probably one of the worst dribble styles in the game. But what about the cross launch? Nope, it's also very bad. Do not put on this dribble style. If you are a guard that is 6'4 or less, you only should be using one dribble style. I don't care what anybody says, and that is Darius Garland. Every top guard in the world, every good player that is 6'4 or less is using Darius Garland dribble style. It's the best one in the game by far. Don't even question me. Please just trust me. Put this on if you are 6'4 or less. If you are 6'5 to 6'9, you have a few options. The best one is SGA. If you don't like SGA, you could also use Kobe White, but I would personally go with SGA. If your speed with ball isn't 84 or 85, you could use Jalen Green. You only need a 75. And if you're 6'5 to 7'3, you have one option that is the Zion Williamson dribble style. You get a very glitchy cross launch with this. On to the signature size up. If you are not S4, Trae Young is the best one in the game. I personally like De'Aaron Fox just as much. It is very shifty and you only need an 89 ball handle. If you don't like either of those, you could go with Derrick Rose. You only need an 87. If you have a lower ball handle, you could use Drew Holiday or Jordan Poole. If you are S4, the best one in the game by far is Steve Francis, but you need a 95 ball handle. If you do not have a 95 ball handle, Darius Garland is the best option in the game, in my opinion, and this is what I am currently using because my build only has an 86 ball handle. If you're 6'5 to 6'9, you have a few options. You can use Durant. You could use my favorite, Drew Holiday. You could also use Cade Cunningham. And if you are 6'10 and up, you could use Ben Simmons or Kevin Durant. Regular breakdown combo, they added Wemby. Let's see how it is. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I wish we had this on guards. This is clean, bro. This reminds me of the Kobe from 2K16. If you're a big, definitely put this on. As far as your regular breakdown combo, not a lot of elite guards are using these, but here and there it does come into play, especially for combos. In my opinion, Stephen Curry is the best one in the game. You could use Kyrie if you want to get glitchy and cook up some nice combos. You could also use Isaiah Thomas to like slightly get in front of your defender for a crab. If you're 6'5" to 6'9", you have a few options. You could use Michael Jordan, or you could use my favorite Paul George, or you could even put on Pro. And if you're 6'10" and up, you could use Giannis, you could use Kevin Durant, or you could use that glitchy Wemby like we said. They also added Wemby's aggressive breakdown. Let's check it out. Here's the full animation right here. It would be glitchy if it was just this part right there, but the beginning of it is just way too slow, so I would give it like a C. Like, yeah, I would put it in the C tier. Aggressive breakdown combo. You really only have 3 options. The best one in the game by far, and the one that I use and most of the elite guards use, is Devin Booker. It is great for crabbing and getting in front of your defender. Best one in the game by far. If you want to get glitchy and do some nice combos, I believe Joe Knows still uses this. I'm not too sure though, but it is the Ja Morant. I know a lot of dribble gods use this. And then another glitchy one for combos and with crabs is the Jordan Poole. If you're 6'5" to 6'9", you can still use Devin Booker, so I really recommend using this one. If you're more of a dribbler and don't want to use Booker, you could put on Jason Tatum. And if you're 6'10" and up, you could use Giannis, or you could use Kevin Durant. With your escape, you have a lot of options. My personal favorite is Stephen Curry. I feel like it's just the best to combo with, and it's the easiest to shoot off of. I sometimes use De'Aaron Fox. I feel like this is very, very shifty, and it's great for isoing and comboing, in my opinion. If you are S4, you could put on Kemba, but I think D Fox and Curry are still better. If you have a low ball handle like me, you can use Darius Garland. It has like a nice cross launch without doing a cross launch, and you can do some nice combos with it and get some nice crabs. But only put this on if you have low ball handle. The first 3 that I mentioned are a lot better. For 6'5" to 7'3", the basic escape is the best, but you have to know how to do the glitchy speed boost. So just look up a basic escape tutorial. Maybe I will leave, you know what? Yeah, I will put one in the description. If you cannot learn this, that's okay. You have a few options. You can use Jimmy Butler, which is my favorite, or you can use Kobe. The combo moves, they added Wemby. Let's see how it is. I actually like it. I think it's pretty clean. Yeah, I feel like you could do some nice snatchbacks out of it. As far as the same side combo moves, you get like a nice in and out street ball type move under that same leg. And then for the moving combo moves, it's kind of like the pro moving combo moves. It's pretty good. I would give this like a B tier. For your combo moves, you really only have a few options. I'm currently using Pro, but I might switch. But Pro is very good for combos and has a very good moving combo moves. It's like a crossover behind the back that glitches you through the defender and gets you to the basket. But I am probably going to switch to Ja Morant, or at least try it out. This is what Joe Knows is currently using. And then another good option, and this is for 6'5" to 6'9" specifically. Like if you're 6'4" or less, use Morant or the Pro. But if you're 6'5" to 6'9", I would use Levine. And hey, you could low-key use Pro as well, because on those taller players, the moving combo moves, the crossover behind the back, is very, very OP. And if you're 6'10" and up, you can use Pro, you could use Durant, or you could use the Wemby like we talked about. Real quick, if you guys need teammates or anybody to play with, join my Discord. The link is in the description. It's very active. I'm even active in there, and I will answer to every question. Just make sure you tag me. Again, join up, link in the description. Crossovers, they added Wemby. Let's see how it is. And unfortunately, not good at all. Way too slow, creates no space. I would put this in the F tier. Do not put this on, okay? Okay. If you're S4, the best crossover in the game by far is De'Aaron Fox. But if you're not S4, that's completely okay. I don't even use De'Aaron Fox because my ball handle isn't high enough. I am using Austin Reeves. This is great to use after the defender hits the screen. The defender will hit the screen. I'll hit the crossover, cross back over to the left or right, and hit that midi fade. You can also use Devin Booker. This is very similar to Austin Reeves, but I feel like this one launches you a little more to the basket. If you are 6'5 to 6'9 on a bigger build, the Lonzo Ball is the best one. This one just launches you to the basket, especially if you're on that like 6'8 or 6'9. Very, very OP. If you're 6'10 to 7'3, you have two options. First is Giannis, but you need to be S4. This is probably the second best crossover in the game. Very, very good, especially on those huge players. And then if you don't have Giannis, you could use Pro. For the behind the back, I've come to a realization that Trae Young is way better than Darius Garland. This is the best behind the back in the game, in my opinion, and I would say in 99% of the best guards in the world's opinion as well. If you don't have a 92 ball handle, and I personally don't on my main build, you should use Darius Garland. It gets bump stolen a lot, so be careful and use it carefully. But when it's not getting bump stolen, it's very, very glitchy and creates a ton of space. If you're 6'5 to 6'9, you have two options. My favorite is Kawhi Leonard. It has a very good explosive behind the back and creates a lot of space. And then your other option is Scottie Pippen. And then if you're 6'10 and up, I want you to put on Pro. To be completely honest with you, the spin as far as meta gameplay is really never used. But if you want to do some nice combos with it, you could definitely put on Steve Nash. This is what I personally have on. Terry Rozier or Penny Hardaway. And if you're 6'5 to 6'9, you could use Penny or Durant. And if you're 6'10 to 7'3, you could use Pro. As far as your hesitation, you really only have three options, but there is one that I would say like 90% of the best guards in the world are using, and that is the Tyrese Haliburton. This is what I am personally using as well. This is very good because it creates space, and you can like hit your hesitation and then hit a combo back the other way, and it'll have your defender not knowing what to do. So very good with combos put on the Tyrese. If you don't like this for some reason, you can use Darius Garland for very good quick stops. The quick stops are a little better than the Tyrese's. If you're 6'5 to 6'9, you could also use the Tyrese, but if your ball handle isn't high enough, you could use Durant. And if you're 6'10 and up, you could use KD or normal. For your step back, I always go back and forth between Luka and LaVine. I personally think for the twos, Luka is better. This is what I am personally using. Before the threes and fives, I would go with LaVine, but it's all personal preference. I know some people like to use Luka instead on the threes and fives. Another good option is Tyrese for threes and fives as well, but a new one that some people have been using is the Kemba Walker. It creates the most space out of all of the snatchbacks, but there's a little delay for when you can shoot out of it, so that's why I personally don't like it. If I were you, I would use LaVine instead of the Kemba if you want that big snatchback. If you're 6'5 to 6'9, I still think LaVine is your best option, but if you want to be a little different, you could use Jimmy Butler, Vince Carter. Devin Booker is very good for combos. And then if you're 6'10 and up, you could use Pro, Giannis, or Joel Embiid. Okay, let's get into the dribble tutorial. After you're done watching this one, I want you to watch my advanced one. It'll help you out a lot. I'll leave that in the description, but let's get into the basic one first. The first move is your signature size up. It is very easy. You're just flicking your right stick back and forth in any direction. And then when you want to speed boost out of it, let's say the ball is in your right hand, you flick your right stick to the left. And then when you're ready to run, you just hold your right trigger and move your left stick in that direction. The next move is your escape, and it's super easy. Let's say the ball is in your right hand. You're holding the right trigger the entire time, and you're going to flick your right stick to the left. And if the ball is in your left hand, you're going to flick your right stick to the right. It is that easy. The next move is your standstill explosive behind the back, but you need to hit a move first to do the behind the back to be able to get the explosive one anyways. So I like to do the hesitation. So let's say the ball is in your left hand. You're going to flick your right stick to the left and then down diagonal right. And if the ball is in your right hand, you're going to flick it to the right and then down diagonal left, all while holding turbo. The next move we have is the snatchback. Very, very easy. You're holding your right trigger the entire time and flicking down on your right stick. That is literally it. Once you get down those four basic moves, you can combo all of them in any order that you want, any order that you please, and you can look like you're a very good dribbler just by combining those four moves. In both of these clips, that's all I'm doing, just those four moves. Okay, so this is the explosive moving behind the back. Just like the standstill explosive behind the back, you need to do a move first. So I personally like to do it out of an escape or out of a signature size up. So let's say the ball is in my left hand, I hit my escape, and then I'm going to flick down diagonal left twice while holding the right trigger still, and it'll automatically give me the explosive behind the back. And let's say the ball is starting in my right hand. I hit my escape or my size up, and the ball is now in my left hand. And now I'm going to flick down diagonal right twice on my right stick, and it'll give me the explosive behind the back. This move right here is the Halliburton cancel. You can pretend you're going one way, and then whoop, you can hit any move and go back the other way. So let's do this one. For example, you can hit your Halley hesitation and then hit your signature size up and go back the other way. You can hit your Halley hesitation and then hit your escape and go that way. And to do this is very easy. Let's say the ball's in your right hand, you're just holding turbo, you're flicking your right stick right to hit your Halley hesitation. We know how to do this, it's very easy. And then you're just gonna do any other move in the other direction left. So just, you can hit your escape, just continue holding the right trigger and flick your right stick to the left and then run. This right here is the Lowry slide, one of the best dribble moves in the game, especially for twos. This is pretty much the only move, well, it's not the only move, but it's the main move that I do. And it's very, very easy. You're holding your right trigger the entire time. Let's say you're running right. As you're running right, you're going to flick and hold your right stick to the left. And then as soon as it does that little behind the back animation, you're gonna then run towards that ball hand. And if you're running left, it's the same thing, but opposite. So you're gonna flick and hold your right stick to the right. And then as soon as it does that behind the back animation, run in that direction towards that ball hand. If you want the advanced dribble tutorial, click that video right there. It's gonna help you guys out. Drop a like if you haven't already. Have a good day. Go out.